The man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. 360 Jeezy, has called me up and told me to do a video. Not really, but in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys the 360 Jeezy clipper technique self haircut, and pretty much what he does for every single haircut that he gives his clients. So I went ahead and took a handful of notes on what Mr. 360 Jeezy, Mr. YouTube, does to give his clients haircuts. And so in today's video, I'm gonna be giving myself a low fade because I want to keep as much hair on the part line and the length on top as possible, because I have a really cool hairstyle in mind that I want to have in the near future. So without any further ado, let's see if Mr. YouTube has a really good clipper technique and if I can emulate that same exact technique with my self haircuts. Alright, so the first thing that 360 Jeezy does when cutting his own hair is use his trimmer to go ahead and put in the first guideline, which is usually the bald guideline. So for me, because I'm going to be doing a low fade with the trimmer, I'm just going to be going up slightly over the ear and then dropping it towards the back of my head to give it that nice low fade look. So now that I've got the first guideline done with the trimmer all the way around my head, 360 Jeezy then puts on the number 1 guard with the lever completely open and goes up about a full inch from this previous guideline. So there wasn't a crazy amount of hair that I took off with the number 1 guard lever open, but now the next step is to go with the no guard lever completely open and go up halfway between these two guidelines. Alright you guys, so the next step Mr. YouTube does is he puts on the half guard and then he closes the lever completely, and then this is important, he uses the corners of the clipper to flick out this middle hard line. The next step 360 Jeezy does is he takes off the lever completely and then he opens the lever once more and he pretty much just does some detail work in this middle space that we were just working in. So now that this step is done and the detail work in between this area is good, I'm going to be going in and changing the lever position to the halfway position and pretty much just softening up this bottom hard line. So the next step 360 usually does is he takes his clipper with no guard and the lever completely closed and he just flicks out the bottom hard line using his corners, but because my clippers are not zero gapped, pretty much that won't really do much, especially because my first guideline was created using the trimmer. So instead of using my clipper to take out the final guideline, I'm going to go back and use the trimmer and flick out this hard line. So usually the next step 360 Jeezy does is he throws on the number 2 guard with the lever closed and pretty much just debulks this hard line right in here. but because my hair isn't necessarily long enough, the number 2 guard isn't going to do anything until it reaches about right here on my head. So I'm going to be going in with the 1.5 guard with the lever completely closed, and I'm just going to do a flick out motion and really just debulk this and try and blend in this hard line as much as possible. We're almost there, we're almost at the finish line, but the next thing Mr. YouTube does is he puts back on the number 1 guard, he opens up the lever, and he pretty much just goes in between this area and here and does some detail work. And so the final step 360 Jeezy does is he goes in and he details everything throughout the haircut. He picks out any imperfections, any bulkiness, any guidelines that he didn't necessarily fade completely, and he goes in and he just details the entire haircut to really finish it off and give it that final product look. So for me, I see a pretty decent hard line up here. So I'm just gonna throw in the 1.5 guard and open the lever completely and just flick out this hard line. So now I'm going to be showing you guys the biggest reason why people buy 360 Jeezy, and one of his best attributes as a barber is his lineup ability on his forehead and around the C cup. Now I don't really have too much to cut off. I don't have a really straight hairline because I'm growing out the hair, and I don't leave hair right here short so I can give it a nice crispy lineup. So I'm just going to be going up and really just cleaning up the C cup and around my forehead. Now before I show you guys the final 360, let me go ahead and clean up the hairs on my neck and on my cheeks to really define my beard. Alright you guys, so I just finished cleaning up my neck and my cheeks. So my beard's looking fresh, my haircut's looking fresh. Let me go ahead and show you the final 360 look. Alright you guys, so this is the final look. As you guys can see, the right side of my head looks a little bit better than the left side. I'm not too sure why, because I did the same exact steps on both sides, but for some reason the right side came out more like what I wanted it to be than the left side. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of this haircut, and if you think I could give 360 Jeezy some type of run for his money. But if you guys did like this video, make sure you leave a like and share this video with a friend. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you guys click on that subscribe button down below and click on the post notifications as well to never miss a new weekly video. And if you want to learn in a lot more detail how to give yourself self haircuts and save your time and money by not going to the barbershop, check out my self haircut course using the first link at the top of the description and linked in the card section above. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace!